Hey Linewalkers, this is Jamie from IToldYouIWasSick.com, and I have a brand new autism video for you today. This one is going to be my third bonus video. It's called a bonus video because I didn't plan on including it in the series, but it's something that came up today, this last week, and it blew my mind. I read this amazing article on, I believe it was called Psychology Today, and I am going to be hopefully reading it in its entirety at some point. But something that I learned from the comments on this, and this post is going viral, is there's something very, very important in autistic versus neurotypical communication that really, really needs to be addressed. So I'd like to address it in this video. So I'm calling this one, Why Autistic People Do That, Bonus Video 3, Why We Don't Listen When You Vent. So let's say, for example, you are talking to us, you're a neurotypical person, and you're venting. You're talking about the tough day you had at work, your car stalled and it died, your dog is sick and you might have to take him to the vet, and you're worried about your grandfather because he has heart issues. And what I fail to understand, and what a lot of autistic people fail to understand, is that when you tell us these things, 9 times out of 10, you're not looking for anybody to fix the problem. You're not looking for anybody to tell you stories about problems that are similar. And what you're looking for, as far as I understand, is somebody to say, I'm so sorry that's happening to you. I can't imagine what you're going through. That must be so tough. I made a small video about this the other day, but I really want to help neurotypical people to understand why autistic people respond in a way that seems as though we don't care, or that we're self-centered, and that we're turning it around on ourselves. So let me give you an example. Let's say you do say that your car died, and let's say it's been dying a lot. So my first response might be, oh, that's terrible that it died. Let's see if there's any cars available that you can buy that's in your price range. And I'll ask you what your price range is. I'll ask you what kind of car you're looking for. I will look up and find like a bunch of cars for you, and send you a list of them. And I'll tell you a story about how, I had a car that kept breaking down all the time, and I had to replace it, which isn't necessarily true. But if it were true, I would tell you, I would listen to what you were saying, and I would immediately try to fix the problem, and I would tell you of a similar thing that happened to me to relate to you and to show you that you're not alone, and that I'm going to help you, and that you have somebody who's with you in solidarity. Unfortunately, like I said, 9 times out of 10, this response to me, which is showing love and caring and consideration and providing what I believe is called emotional labor, although that's a new word for me, to me that is an outpouring of love and affection. To neurotypical people, they don't hear that, it seems. It seems as though when someone is relating to them by talking about something that happened to them before, or trying to fix the problem by offering suggestions, it causes the neurotypical person to not feel heard. As though, excuse me, my nose itches, as though we're dismissing you. And that's actually the exact opposite of what we're doing. So I'll give you the same example again. Say that a neurotypical person is saying to you, my car keeps dying, it died on the highway, I thought I was going to get run over by a tractor because, a tractor trailer, because I guess there could be a tractor on the highway, I don't know. You know what I mean. And, they're just frustrated. They're just frustrated because they were scared, and this thing almost hit them, and the car died again, and the response that they're looking for, from what I understand, is, oh, I'm so sorry, that's terrible, it died again, oh, how horrible, are you okay, did you get hurt? And that is the typical response. And what I've noticed is that when I do respond that way to someone venting to me, I get this visible, I can almost see it, I can almost feel it energetically, like the weight lifting off of people. And they're like, it's almost as though I've given them this beautiful gift by just saying those words. But I'm going to put the shoe on the other foot. In my brain, when somebody tells me something that has happened to them, and I respond with, oh, that's terrible, I'm so sorry, that is not a natural response. And I'm going to say that again. That is not a natural response for an autistic person. As a matter of fact, saying something like, I'm so sorry, that must be hard for you, sounds rude, cold, dismissive, and downright terrible. We don't feel as though we are giving you anything at all when we say that. Now, in my mind, anybody can say words. Anybody. You could be somebody who has no emotion whatsoever, and you can still say, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Words are easy. And so when we say that, we feel like we're being dismissive and like we don't care. Or we're projecting that we don't care, which is not true. You need to hear that you're being heard. You need to hear that you're being listened to, that somebody empathizes and understands. Neurotypical people show empathy by saying, I'm sorry that happened to you, that's terrible. Is there anything I can do? Or something like that. Whereas we see that as the complete opposite. We see that as a cop-out, and we see it as rude. So when you vent to us and try to talk to us about something that's going on, we show love and affection by wanting to help you and wanting to fix the problem. And from what I understand, neurotypical people take that as being condescending, rude, not listening. And then if we try to relate to you and help you feel less alone by telling a similar story of what happened to us, that makes you feel even angrier, because then you feel like we're turning it around to ourselves. So this to me is probably one of the most critical videos I've ever made. It's actually very emotional for me, because I can't tell you how many times I have had someone talk to me about their problem, whatever they're going through, and they really just need somebody to listen. They don't want anybody to fix the problem. And because I didn't respond with, I'm so sorry, that's terrible, and instead responded with, how can I help you fix this problem? And also, I went through the same thing. In some of my relationships, I can honestly tell you that I got a downright hateful response from people. And this is somebody that I loved with all my heart and soul. And this person would tell me their problems and apparently never felt heard, ever, because I would always try to fix them. And to me, I was showing the most love and support that I could possibly show. To them, I was completely dismissing them. And to know that now, to understand that now, helps me. It does. And it helps other autistic people. But it's painful to me. Because all this time, I thought I was loving you, and I thought I was giving you what you needed. And I was doing the exact opposite. And to know that is hard. It's hard to know that, and it's hard to understand that literally neurotypical people and autistic people in this one respect are complete opposites from each other. And it can be hurtful on both sides for us to communicate that way. So, in summation, because this video is much longer than my usual videos, if a neurotypical person is venting to you, 9 times out of 10, that person's going to want to hear, I'm sorry, I can't believe that's happening to you. Maybe you can ask what you can do to make them feel better, but the last thing you want to do is relate something to your, about yourself. And neurotypical people, if an autistic person is talking to you and you vent to us and we don't realize that what we're supposed to do, and we try to fix it, and we try to relate to you, that is us opening our hearts. That is opening our chests and showing our hearts and saying that we love you. So just try to keep that in mind. And if you're confused about the autistic person's intentions, ask them. And autistic people, if you're confused about the neurotypical's intentions, Ask them, and I think that this will facilitate better communication. So I apologize, I'm very emotional right now, but I really feel like this is a very, very, very important topic. And I encourage you to share this video, comment on this video, and tell me what you think. And thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.